Years ago, after one of our breakfasts, Patrick Becker came up to me and, moved by the event, said, "We need this, we need that," to help even more students. Shortly thereafter, I asked him to be on the board to see if he would walk his talk. He said that, "Well, I'll help out the school any way I can," but to quote him, "I don't do boards." And now the honor to introduce you to our board chair, Patrick Becker.
So Pat was helping me edit this speech, and he kept sliding jokes in there, and I kept taking them out. So I'm going to tell a story. I think I've got some coworkers here this morning. I think a lot of them have never heard this. It's not something you wake up and go, "I want to tell the story of our family in front of 400 people." Let me start with this. Let's see a show of hands of those that have someone in their family that has a learning difference. Perfect. There's a whole lot of us, so some of this is going to make sense. My friend Pat McGuire asked me to share the story of our family's journey. It's a story about a truly remarkable and unique partnership that exists between two high schools. These high schools share a campus together. The story of Edison and Jesuit High School is in some ways the story of all of us who have kids who learn differently than mainstream models that have been followed in America's high schools for over 100 years. I graduated from Jesuit in 1984. Jesuit had an amazing impact on the formation of me as a young man. Soon after I graduated, went to the University of Portland, the only school I applied to, met the girl of my dreams, married her, and she's put up with me for 24 years. Tabitha. Tabitha and I had 4 children. We set down a path of raising our kids. Our oldest, Lauren, was 4 months old when she and I were involved in a serious car accident. We were on Cruiseway. We were crossing Cruiseway there at Westlake, and a car ran the red light, hit us going about 40 miles an hour. Car spun. The impact was strong enough to break Lauren's arm in her car seat. Again, she was only 4 months old. Always remember holding Lauren in the middle of that intersection, Cruiseway, and I could hear the sirens coming at us from a distance. What we know now, and my wife is now a pediatric clinical psychologist, so she could explain this much better than I could, and we did not know back then, was that spinning accidents have potential to be some of the worst accidents in terms of brain injury. Infant brains are significantly smaller, and their skulls leaving room for twisting and shearing. These accidents can lead to lifelong struggles in learning and emotions. Concussions can do the same sort of things. Lauren's story would unfold with high energy, hyperactive behavior, bouncing off walls, Tucker. Her speech was delayed. She didn't speak in sentences till she was 4 years old. Grade school, middle school, anything to do was a challenge, and you hear that as a common theme in these speeches. We had tutors. Lauren worked hard. We spent a lot of late nights doing homework, and we got through those years. Loved middle school. I just love middle school. Because of my tremendous experience at Jesuit, I was certain, I'm programmed this way. I wanted all of our kids to attend Jesuit. And as many of the parents in this room know, however, we learned that one size doesn't fit all when it comes to education and parenting. So you think you know everything when you're 30 years old and you're going to put your kids down this path, but you do learn some things. In 2008, Lauren got accepted Jesuit, and we were off and running. However, we realized at curriculum night something was up. You're chatting with friends, catching up, and everybody's got their test scores right there, and you're not supposed to look, but everybody's kind of like, my son was this, or my daughter was this. And in comparing test scores, it's a bad idea. The Edison teachers could have told me that, but I'm sort of a numbers guy, so that's kind of what we did. So that night kind of hit us. It's like, wow, Lauren's scores are really low. Jesuit was very nice, Paul, to let Lauren in probably. So fast forward, Lauren starts at Jesuit, instead of placing her in a foreign language class, the school assigns her to a class called Study Skills. As Lauren first term grades come back, it's obvious that she's struggling. So we make an appointment. Great counselor, Jason Berry. Last name's Becker, so we get Berry. And he's had all of her kids. He's been fantastic. Recommends that Lauren takes a class at Edison. She likes the small class size, starts to do better in her Edison class. Her teacher, Miss FR, is cool and really gets me, is what she said. So thanks, Kate. One thing leads to another. One class at Edison leads to a second, then a third. Lauren loves all of them. But Jesuit's still a struggle. I mean, it's tough. I know Jesuit's a wonderful place for me and for some of our other kids, but maybe it's not the right fit for a beautiful, hardworking Lauren. Not everyone's cut out to thrive in a college prep class with 24 kids, a place where, if you can believe it, some parents compare their test scores and those sort of things. It got to the point the three of us, Mom, Dad, Lauren, realized that Lauren was working extremely hard at Jesuit, but the hard work was not resulting in the kind of progress that we wanted. So because some of the reading difficulties, it took her a long time to do the extra time to decode the homework and all that sort of stuff. So we basically decided that Lauren would attend Edison full-time. After a lot of discussion, we made the decision that it was the right school for Lauren, and like I said, full-time student. And we found that Edison was the right school for her. So as high school unfolded, Lauren found more success at Edison. Her Edison counselor, Miss Cannon Fleming, remembers that Edison Lauren was sunshine. She was kind to everyone, full of warmth, smiles, caring, great participant in her classes. Lauren was a great role model in girls' group because she had traveled her own path. Lauren was open and accepting of the many different needs, differences, and personalities of school. As with all Edison graduates, Lauren graduated in 2012 with confidence and was ready to conquer the world. We were so proud of her, our Edison graduate, Lauren Becker. If you could put up the picture of Lauren now, that'd be great. So somewhere between Lauren's junior and senior years, Pat McGuire told a little of the story. He asked me to get involved with Edison. First started with the assistant coaching at Edison CYO basketball team, which is an experience all by itself. We had our best team ever, and I think it was because we finally figured out using hyperactivity to your benefit and running a full court press and fouling out of the game was the best strategy for us. Most importantly, I was beginning to see firsthand the difference that the incredible school was making a difference for Lauren. Edison was and is life-changing. It wasn't just Tabitha and I could see it, however, the key was Lauren was seeing it as well. And so improved grades, hard work, it all worked out terrific. And just being able to give a quiz orally versus written is so, the kids know the information, it's just getting out of them. So the other thing kind of happened with our family was there's this sign language class at Edison, sorry. And so Lauren took it, so she learned how to sign. And then Ryan, our son, took the class too. And then Sarah, who had already taken like 2 years of Spanish at Jesuit, decided, well, I want to learn how to sign too. So we're sitting around the dinner table, and the kids are signing. And Tabitha and I are looking at each other like it's a conspiracy. What are they saying? So now back to Lauren a little bit. Since graduating from Edison, Lauren's path has not been traditional. She's attended some college, so she got into University of Portland, went there, didn't like, she said it felt like Jesuit, I think is what you told me. Went to Lane Community College because her dream was to go to U of O, and then ended up going to Boise State. And she's, in this meantime, she's worked at Nike, she's worked at Lululemon. She's a terrific worker, great customer service, great discounts at some of those places, although I don't look very good in Lululemon. School is still difficult for Lauren and probably always will be. Tabitha and I fully realize a 4-year degree in 4 years doesn't always happen. In fact, I learned the average number of years, average American college student to get their bachelor's degree is 5.5 years. That might be very bad news to some of you out there. Most importantly, we know Lauren will continue to work hard. She's learned Edison does, when you work hard, it yields positive results, and we're so proud of her. We love her deeply. So we also know that Lauren wouldn't be where she is today without Edison. So we're that crossover family. The Becker clan is where Edison and Jesuit roads meet. Through 2 schools, an amazing 40-year relationship of faculties of both schools continue to do great things for kids with learning differences. It's a partnership that doesn't exist anywhere I know of in the national level. It's, whether it's Catholic, it just doesn't exist. It's a relationship that has been studied by other schools. They've tried to copy it, replicate it, you name it, and they have not been able to do. It just doesn't work the same way as it does in Portland, Oregon on Beaverton Hillsdale Highway. As a family, we're blessed to be able to afford the increase in tuition from Jesuit to Edison, although I probably wasn't very happy about that. Running classes of 9 students is just super expensive compared to running a school with 24. As Edison's board chair, I'm proud to let you know we give financial aid to a third of our students. And it's imperative that we keep tuition affordable. It's my biggest worry for Edison. We're pushing $21,000 in tuition, and that's expensive. Many students in the room today simply could not be at Edison without the support that all of you give. Please join me in supporting the best high school for students with learning differences in the country. Edison High School, its students and teachers all deserve your time and your treasure. And just in case you wondered, my mind still wanders when I hear sirens. Now, this is where I become board chair. I'd like you to ask the table captains, pass out their pledge cards to their fellow table guests. We'll pause here for a second while those get passed. So I'm gonna to keep us on schedule, I'm gonna keep going here. Take a look at the giving levels on the pledge form. We'd be honored and grateful if you consider joining our Gift of Learning Society. Gifts at this generous level help provide stable financial aid fund to allow us to help the greatest number of families in need. Next spot on the pledge form is the fill in the blank form. That's where you put your $1 million donation, your $2 million donation, $10 million donation. We'll accept stock, real estate, you name it, even timber. Whatever you choose to give, we truly appreciate. Please consider making a multiple-year gift. It helps from a planning standpoint. Make any gift, any amount, any number of years. We very much appreciate. And again, it really helps us determine financial aid out in the future. To make this as easy as possible, you can do an automatic monthly gift. And that's pretty much it. Our program's almost over today. I want to leave you with one thought. Whatever gift you've chosen to make, whether you become a member of our Learning Society, make a single gift, or simply give the gift of your time, which is so important, we sincerely thank each and every one of you. And thanks for coming to breakfast